What is going on, everybody? Anyway, let's get into this video. Just like all the others, I really don't know what to talk about. I'm just using this as a diary, I guess. Hopefully helping someone somewhere doing something. That'd be cool. But I'm driving to work right now, and just a few things kind of popped in my head. I was watching some church service, some stuff like that about Jesus and God and whatnot, and then also just a little bit of news, what's going on in the world, the weather, the warnings that we're getting, this and that, and it's just ironic that I'm in the position that I'm in because I've known what's going to be happening, not necessarily exactly what's going to be happening, for the last 10, 12 years or so. And it's made me seem like I'm crazy to myself because, I knew that there was something big that was going to happen. History doesn't exactly, what does it say? History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And I knew that life was way too good a long time ago. And so when my ex got pregnant, or even before my ex got pregnant, right? I was already at the stage of buying a house before she told me that she was pregnant, and before we got super serious, or at least I thought we got serious. I went to the bank because I want to say 20 years old, maybe 21, and I was only making, I want to say $12 an hour at that time, maybe 13, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit less actually. And I felt so bad because everyone was talking about house, their house, this, that, their wife, their kids, and I was thinking, well, I have a job, I work really hard, I'm still in school, trying to learn stuff. I was going for a psychology degree at that time, for neuropsychology. I had already finished school for computers, and learned that it was a vocational school, so just all that basic stuff I could do, and then I took hardware on as a passion. I love hardware. There's really nothing I can't do. Just like I'm sure a lot of other people, right? Networking is not that bad. Everything nowadays can be learned very, very quickly. And it's easy just to pick something up. It's the dedication to do it. But church. Anyways, I was in a position, and I went to the banks. They said, all right, this is what you need to qualify for a house. I said, oh shoot, that's a big list. I need 2 years of 2 years on the job of one job, to qualify. So that means I needed to have 2 consecutive years of W-2s to prove that I had commitment, right? I needed 90 days of bank statements. I guess that way they can just track how I spend my money, if I have enough extra money overhead or whatever to pay my mortgage, or where money was coming in and out of. I think that's also how they look and see if you're getting help or whatnot too. I have no idea. At this time, I could have had a cosigner. Co-signer would not have done anything for me. My father was gracious enough to say, like, yeah, I'll let you, I'll be a co-signer for you. And I said, oh, actually, I got approved without being a co-signer. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see, what else did they need? Oh yeah, the amount of money that I made, it didn't prevent me from buying a house. It just prevented me from buying what I wanted. I wanted to go from renting an apartment into a 4-bedroom house, 2-bathroom, with maybe like half a square acre, maybe, a square acre of land. That'd be nice. But in reality, I couldn't afford that. The banks knew it. They're not stupid. And but what I could afford several years was a really nice starter home. I worked really, really hard, and you know, it's this thing where times are getting harder and harder, and I knew that there's going to be a lot of job layoffs. The only people that are actually going to be making money, continuing to make money, are the ones that are able to sacrifice in hard times. People that have unique jobs that computers can't replace. And granted, every single year that you know, I get older, you know, my job can even be replaced. Now, I do so much. The one thing that you can't replace is same day. So I'm a goldsmith, and one of the best parts about what I learned how to do is I worked at a jewelry store for most of my career, where it was same day repairs, you know, same day everything, you know. So now someone comes in, they want to get married, they have a 3-carat diamond, like I said, in about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, you know, get it done. They need a ring sizing just because, you know, they don't like how this one looks. Now we might not be making money off of it, but I can adjust the ring so that way they can see what it looks like right away. You can't get that with a computer. So I do have some type of job security. Also, I diversify myself. So when another shop has a jeweler that's slacking, I'm now taking over his stuff. And if another jeweler can't take care of his workload, I'll do more. You know, I have 24 hours in the day. I only need to sleep 4 hours, 5 hours to keep my sanity, 4 hours if you want to have crackhead, or I shouldn't have said that. If you want to have coffee-filled jeweler, that's cool. He can get a lot of work done though. And so I knew all this was coming. Things are getting harder, and it sucks because I really wish my ex would have taken the time and effort into seeing my dreams and passion, and, you know, gotten to know me so that way I could take care of our family when things got hard. That way she didn't feel constrained to have to work. That was my whole goal. I've never liked the idea of controlling a woman, telling her what to do, what she can't do. You know, I think if you're just doing your job, they're gonna want to do that anyway. So there's that. Traffic's crazy. But I've also never had a problem with letting a bird fly. Now, when it comes to her being pregnant, she straight up convinced me that it was another man's. And I am not going to put myself in a position to fight for a child if I don't know it's mine. I tried getting, you know, a paternity test, you know, before the baby was born. Granted, I kind of believe with the practice, don't do that, because I really enjoy not having any medical procedures done nowadays, period. Especially when it comes to infants. I don't know how my child would have turned out if that would have happened. So I really respect her for that, and this is where I truly appreciate her thought process in this whole thing, because she was keeping herself safe in certain manners. But as a man, you know, she should have just listened to me on a few things, you know, when it comes to the direction that I wanted for my family. So it is what it is. But the things that we're dealing with now, things are getting harder and harder and harder. And what really hurts me is myself finding Jesus and God again. God saving me, or Jesus saving me. I don't know, someone did save me, one of them too. Some people say Jesus is God, I believe that too. Jesus is whatever you need him to be. But I love myself now. Now, does that mean that I don't still hurt, that I don't still, have feelings, that, I don't want to wake up next to a beautiful, wife in my bed and hear kids wake me up and lose sleep because of children and feel all the stress because I need to make more money because of children? No. I want all that still. It's still a feeling. I'm still human, right? I'm just a child of God, trying to navigate through this world the best I can. But the position I'm in now is the ATM, and it hurts. Granted, I'm very, very blessed to have a woman that is so independent that she doesn't need my money, and I hope it stays that way forever. That'd be great, because it would allow me to pursue a committed relationship with someone else without being hindered. I've never wanted to hinder her, but if she ever needs, like I said, my priority is my child. Until my child is 13, then my daughter can choose me or her mom or both. That's just how it is, right? And so my main priority is making sure that she, the mother of my child, stays as happy as possible. Because if she stays happy as possible, I'm happy, because my daughter's happy. I really have no hatred or anything like that to my ex. She made a decision that I don't like. I still love her. And since I'm still single, if she wanted to try again for the sake of, our daughter, then I definitely would give that consideration, until she gets pregnant by another man. That's, or is still married. She has to get a divorce. Those are the only two things that would make me consider taking her back, because this is my duty. Is I made a kid with her, right? So technically, I'm attached to her for 18 years, and until my daughter finds another man to take care of her the way that I could take care of her, support her, pay her bills and this and that, and make sure that my daughter stays happy and never needs to sell her body or diminish her character for anyone else. It's the life that was chosen for me, and that hurts a lot, because the human side of me, right, says this is unfair, but it's just the way the world works nowadays. A lot of people aren't willing to fight tooth and nail for their families, and I'm blessed because I've been damaged so much and left by so many people. See, like I still have feelings. I'm not a robot. Is I don't put up with bull crap. I put up with a lot of crap people put me through, because I don't ever want people to hurt the way that I have hurt throughout my life. I know what it feels like. It's not fun. It sucks when you're a young man and you're working all day, coming home, working the same stuff that you still do, just so that way you could be an expert or a master at it, because people don't pay enough. And then it's just a lot of different things. So it is what it is, right? But if people started having unconditional love to their families, then we really wouldn't be dealing with a lot of these problems that people deal with. Families would stay together. Children would be raised better in loving homes that aren't abusive, that aren't without love, because for me, and this just proves my point. For me, I could never date a woman with a child ever, period. I won't. I don't want to. I don't care for that at all. That's some other man's problem that he has to deal with. Just like I got to deal with my problem, right? And I dated one woman with a child. And I fell in love with that little girl. She was so sweet, so kind, and you know, she was always like saying, first thing that she would do when I went to my ex's house, right? Her daughter would come up to me, and this just shows that she's never had a man in her life, and it's sad. But she grabbed my hand and say, all right, you know, come on, let's go watch a movie. And you know, I say, all right, you know, let's go watch a movie, or you know, little TV shows like Monster High or something like that. And I'd go in and lay on her like little bed for about like 5-10 minutes, start watching the movie, and then my ex would come in and say, hey, I need my boyfriend. I'm like, thank you. Right? It was a pretty cool little girl, but you know, it's not my child. I just felt awkward because, you know, touching her felt weird, you know, even though, you know, you don't have those type of feelings, right? Nothing weird. It's just not my daughter. So it's, you know, I didn't want to open myself up for any accusations. You know, the more that I was around her, the more attached that I got. So when we broke up, that was actually the hardest part of the relationship. I was like, oh wow, and that little girl, you know, is gonna miss me, and that's going, you know, because I know how that feels when I had moms in and out of my life, and I grew attached, and this and that, right? And this is the nail in the coffin for me. There's no way that man is gonna love my daughter the way that I will ever love my daughter, because when we were talking about if anything were to happen to my ex, what would happen to my daughter? And without pushback from him, I haven't even talked to him at all. He doesn't want to talk on the phone, doesn't want to do nothing, right? It is what it is. But without fight and without argument, my daughter comes back to me. And that's respectable, don't get me wrong. I actually really, really like that, because that proves that, you know, I've worked really hard on myself and put myself in a position where you know, he's comfortable, or they're comfortable letting my daughter come live with me if anything were to happen to my ex, and just I hope nothing ever does, for, you know, and until she's like 90 or 100 or whatever, when God calls her home. But for me, you know, I'll never love someone else's kid the way I love my child. You know, it's like I will love them and I will take care of them, but you know, when it comes to my child and their child, my child's getting everything. Your child, I don't care. You know, it is what it is. That's not my seed. I'll make sure that they're fed, that, you know, they get love, they get my time, they get my attention, that they get my support, that they get my teachings. But when it comes down to unconditional love, like, if it was my child and your child on a sinking ship, come here, baby girl. Sorry, dude. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, it's, you know, it's sad. But, I don't know. Part of me, you know, and I don't know if this is righteous of me or not, but part of me wants her to get a divorce ASAP with him. See the type of man I am. And then we can work on things together and build that trust, learn about each other again, and then, because it's not too late to salvage our family. Even though we're not married, it's still family. That's the way I see it. I always will. But, you know, she's built a home, she's built a nest. Women are nesters. It is what it is. So that possibility of happening, unless he beats her, does something extravagant, that I don't see it breaking up. So that's sad, but it is what it is. And you know, if she gets pregnant, then I'm just completely done. I'll never take her back. Go be with your man. It's not my responsibility. I love our daughter. Our daughter can choose. So I don't know. Anyways, I gotta go into work. I'm like 5 minutes late, so Peace out. Hopefully that helped with someone, something, somewhere that I said helped. I don't know. But listen to the Bible, and that's really all I gotta say. And I'm not perfect either. Laters.